Welcome to Zahera Speaks, a daily awakening check-in podcast. I am Sara Treadwell, and I'm really excited to be in this space with you to offer support and guidance through this great awakening. I am an awakening coach and spiritual guide, a psychic medium and channeler. I've been channeling Zahera since 2021. She is a non-physical being who is here to offer us support through this great awakening. I'm really excited to be able to hold this space each day for us to receive a message from Zahera to support us during this great awakening. Thank you for being here with me. I'm sending you so much love. Sometimes people ask if Zahera, having never been physically incarnated and coming through a person for the first time in this experience, if there's something Zahera would like to experience. And often they'll suggest like eating food. And Zahira's answered this a couple times before in different ways to those questions. And I thought it'd be great to capture that today, to wonder with Zahira, are there any physical experiences that she would like to experience? Or ones that she has experienced that were unexpected for her? And then also around food. Would she want to, while being channeled, eat food? Would that have any meaning to her? What would that be like? So let's check in with Zahera and see what she says around this. Wonderful. Yes. Ah, this is a very exciting question to wonder what would be exciting for me in connecting with the physical. It is true that I am an energetic being. I have never and will never physically incarnate, and I exist outside of space and time. So my existence is very different than yours, and at times can be challenging to explain. I will say that the best I can put it into words is that I exist as a flowing ribbon of water-like light. That would be the best experience that you could imagine. That would explain my existence. It has taken me a long time to contain my energy within this being for the purpose of channeling. And when I first came through, it was much more challenging for me to do this. I was seen moving around a lot in a lot more of a fluid motion that was often very distracting for our purposes of communication. And so I tried very hard to adjust my energy more as I communicate to not have this distraction be a part of my message. When we are considering physical experiences that you have, which I can only understand in conceptual ways, it is normal to have curiosity around what would it feel like? What would it be like for me to experience physical? And already through this experience channeling, I am surprised by some of the experiences and uh, the opportunities that have presented themselves through this experience. Yes. So one is that I am. It is like the difference between reading about something and then experiencing it yourself. So I knew this would be an aspect, but it is different when I arrive and when we are discussing something, when someone asks a question for me to connect in with the energy of the thing. I can understand it while being here with you at a very different level. So if someone is perhaps talking about, well, let's use the example of selfishness. When we were discussing selfishness, first we were discussing how you are primarily, it would be best for you to take care of yourself and to look at yourself. And in discussing this, we came across the word selfishness, and it was very surprising to me. Of course, I understand the word selfish, but to physically be here with you, and I would say energetically be here with you, but we're using the words interchangeable here. I am here connected in the physical more than I normally would be. And so my understanding of your experience of selfishness was very different than when I was not here connected at this level with you energetically. So I am sometimes surprised by the energies that I feel because I could not even imagine from my own experience the distortions that are present here in your experience and are very valid and real. Now, if we are to talk about something that was very exciting for me that I was not expecting, it would be experiencing a sneeze. Experiencing the sneeze as I was channeling the messages of, I was speaking the messages of the way of the light in our early connections, and there was a sneeze. And in the sneeze, I experienced the radiance of energy moving through the physical body as I was here connecting with this physical body. And it felt so expansive. And it felt very familiar, like more connected with the energies of my own normal experience. But the fact that it was contained within this physical body meant that it moved quickly through the body and almost exploded through the physical because, and it did radiate out beyond that, but but there was this containment that created a different sort of force and energy than I was ever familiar with. And so we took a moment to process this at that time because it was very profound for me and still something that I think about. Yes. It has been asked before if I would want to eat food, if food would be something that I would want to experience. And the thing about food, as a non-physical being, as it is about as important as air to someone who doesn't breathe, while I can understand the idea of breathing and breath, and I could certainly now, as someone connected with a physical being, take a breath, and there is a use for that energetically. I do not have a personal relationship with it, and it would really be me, any way that I use breath would be for you and your purposes. So for me to eat food, I have no need for food and I have no relationship with food because I have never been physically incarnated. And so a lot of the connection with food that you have is related to your, of course, biological need for it, your ancestral or past life connection with it, your desire for connection within your own current world. You could use food to connect with memory, to connect with desired change within the physical body. There are so many ways you could connect with food, so many reasons to connect with it. I do not have a connection with any of those. It is not, so for me to eat food while here, certainly there may be some aspects that I would say, oh, that's interesting. Yes, how that experience happens in the physical, just like I did with experiencing a sneeze. I'm not saying there isn't any information there. However, it really would be a superficial experience, even more so than the sneeze, because to me, the sneeze, I was connecting with the energetic of that motion. And I would also say that the reason it happened, that sneeze that I experienced, was so that I could explain my experience for learning or supporting this awakening. So if there is some sort of reason why my understanding of food would benefit you, then I'm sure there will be at some point an opportunity for us to discuss that. But it does not have, it would be my awareness of the experience you are having, the physical body, versus my experience. It would just be my perception as an external energy. That would be how that would happen for me. So your relationship with food, when you decide to physically incarnate, becomes very complicated, and there are many layers to it. And I just simply do not have that connection, so it would not be relevant for me. Thank you for this opportunity to share my experience with you. Many blessings. Okay, great. That was really interesting. She said way more than I've heard her say before around this topic, a little more nuanced than I've heard her talk before. I think it's really interesting thinking about the relationship we have with food as physical beings who require food, all of the stories around food, our history of food. And if we didn't ever have a physical body, how a lot of that would seem irrelevant. I know that I think, I'm trying to remember, I think that while channeling and connected with me, she may have taken a drink of water or tea before when my throat was dry or something. But I didn't notice any sort of, I don't remember. I think that she has, but I haven't noticed any sort of big change with that, or she didn't have any profound messages around that. So I hope you found this interesting today. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want, you can follow along on TikTok, YouTube, Substack, and join us in the Great Awakening Collective if you're looking for supportive community with other awakening souls. We are just about to, if you're listening to this in real time, we're just about to kick off a new book for a new book club that'll meet on Sunday evenings at 7:30 Eastern. Be great to have you. So we'd love to connect with you there, either in the chat or in live events. Thank you for being here with me today. I'm sending you so much love. Until tomorrow.